JLR investigates the two most dishonest men in America. Had a conversation today, folks, about drones. Drone talk. We're talking about George Stephanopoulos, a.k.a. George Stephanopoulos, and you see him, Mayorkas, right? The Department of Homeland Administrator, soon to be out and ousted after January 20th. So they had a conversation today about the drones. Now, these two people are not necessarily honest. We've been covering the Department of Homeland Security chief when it comes to the migrant crisis. Oh, what a mess. And then George Stephanopoulos, right? He just settled with Trump for $15 million for peddling lies. Well, it looks like, folks, they are peddling lies in this segment today. Mayorkas says no evidence of any threat posed by these drones. I don't know, folks. Listen to this conversation, and then we'll further discuss. Check it out.
Let's bring in Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Mr. Secretary, thank you for joining us this morning. Can you clear up the confusion here?
Absolutely, George, and thank you very much for having me. There's no question that people are seeing drones, and I want to assure the American public that we in the federal government have deployed additional resources, personnel, technology to assist the New Jersey State Police in addressing the drone sightings. Some of those drone sightings are, in fact, drones. Some are manned aircraft that are commonly mistaken for drones, and we do see duplicative reporting. But there's no question that drones are being sighted. Let me set the record straight here, George. There are thousands of drones flown every day in the United States. Recreational drones, commercial drones. That is the reality. And in September of 2023, the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, changed the rules so that drones could fly at night. And that may be one of the reasons why now people are seeing more drones than they did before, especially from dawn to dusk. And so that is the reality. But I want to assure the American public that we are on it. We are working in close coordination with state and local authorities. And it is critical, as we all have said for a number of years, that we need from Congress additional authorities to address the drone situation. Our authorities currently are limited, and they are set to expire. We need them extended and expanded.
What exactly do you need?
We want state and local authorities to also have the ability to counter drone activity under federal supervision. That is one important element that we have requested, and we've heard it echoed by the state and local officials themselves.
You know, President-elect Trump has put out a post on this. I want to put it up on the screen right now. He says, mystery drone sightings all over the country. Can this really be happening without our government's knowledge? I don't think so. Let the public know and now, otherwise shoot them down. Your response?
Well, we are aware of the drone sightings, as I've said. I think there are more than 8,000 drones flown every day in the United States. With respect to the ability to incapacitate those drones, we are limited in our authorities. We have certain agencies within the Department of Homeland Security that can do that, and outside our department. But we need those authorities expanded as well.
Are there any legitimate national security concerns here? For example, have you seen any evidence at all, especially in these recent sightings in the Northeast, of any kind of foreign involvement?
We have not seen any foreign, we know of no foreign involvement with respect to the sightings in the Northeast, and we are vigilant in investigating this matter, the Department of Homeland Security, with the Federal Bureau of Investigation in the lead.
But there have been concerns in the past. In fact, a Chinese national was arrested in California this week, allegedly for flying a drone over Vandenberg Air Force Base. Last year, you had drone flights over Langley Air Force Base in Virginia, over a nuclear facility in Nevada. So what is the national security concern right now?
Well, when a drone is flown over restricted airspace, we act very, very swiftly. And in fact, when an individual in California flew a drone over restricted airspace, that individual was identified apprehended and is being charged by federal authorities. And so we act as swiftly as possible when an individual does fly a drone over restricted airspace and violates the rules. You know, there are, George, more than 1 million drones registered in the United States.
That's an awful lot, but bottom line, you're saying Americans have nothing to worry about?
Look, it is our job to be vigilant in the federal government with our state and local partners on behalf of the American public, and we can assure their safety by reason of that vigilance. We've deployed personnel, technology, and if there is any reason for concern, if we identify any foreign involvement or criminal activity, we will communicate with the American public accordingly. Right now, we are not aware of any. If we become aware of any, we will communicate accordingly and take appropriate action.
Secretary Mayorkas, thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you, George.
Yeah, I don't believe anything that this guy says, or this guy. But they're putting that information out there. The government is very secretive about this whole drone situation that is becoming drone madness out there, drone chaos out there. We're talking about people all across the board, all on both Republican and Democrat, independent, the political aisle, calling this out and saying there's something going on here. There is something to see here, and the government's insisting there's nothing to see here. We're talking about drone spottings and sightings all in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and now spreading across the United States. We're talking about, possibility this could be some sort of foreign adversary, military secret operations. We've even heard Project Blue Beam. We've even heard things like an Iranian mothership. But according to the government, there's nothing to see here. I don't know, folks. I think there's plenty to see. I think there's plenty of evidence that there's a drone issue out there and people are concerned. Now, what's going to happen here moving forward? Where does this go when there's no answers? And you got politicians demanding answers. While this gentleman here goes on certain networks favorable towards him, right? Propaganda networks, because, this guy, these two are all in on with one another. They're all aligned in that same belief system, right? What else are they going to peddle around? Or, is the government going to finally do something here? Now, he's ready to go. So maybe the next Homeland Security chief, which is Kristi Noem, maybe she will do something about these drones. Seems like it's a national security threat. People actually are out there saying that it could be drones detecting nuclear radiation, possibly nuclear weapons. We don't know, but there could be some mystery projects going on. It's a mystery, but we're covering this case extensively on JLR Investigates when it comes to the drone crisis. We've been doing lives 3 straight nights talking about this topic, putting the clips out, letting you know what the government's putting out there. It's up to you whether you believe the government or not when it comes to this topic. I don't believe them. I don't believe them. Do you? Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button. Continuous coverage of the drone mystery. We'll talk soon. Stay tuned.